Hey, Chiefs Nation! Today, we're diving into a story that shows how strong the bond between our Chiefs players really is. You know, it's easy to focus on the game, the plays, and the wins, but sometimes there's a lot more happening behind the scenes. Today's video is about something bigger than football. It's about loyalty, friendship, and standing by someone who's struggling. You've probably heard of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's the powerhouse running back we all love to see tearing up the field. But this season, Clyde stepped back to deal with something personal. He's been facing PTSD from a traumatic event back in 2018 that stuck with him. But the incredible part? Travis Kelce, our very own superstar tight end, stepped up for him in a way that only true friends do. Before we dive into the details of what happened, I'd love for you to stick with us to see how this relationship goes beyond the game. And if you're as big a Chiefs fan as I am, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. We've got plenty more stories, insights, and Chiefs updates coming your way, and with your help, we can hit our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. Alright, so let's jump in. You're going to see why Kelce isn't just a great player, he's a great person too. Alright, so let's dive a little deeper into Clyde's story. Back in 2018, Clyde went through something that no one should ever have to experience. He was caught in an attempted robbery that turned deadly. In that moment, he had to make a choice, defend his friend or watch something terrible happen. Thankfully, the authorities ruled it as self-defense, but that doesn't mean the trauma just disappeared. Imagine living with the weight of something like that, knowing it could be brought back to the surface anytime. Clyde pushed through and focused on his football career, becoming a star at LSU and eventually getting drafted by our Chiefs. But as he took on each season with that intense determination we all love, the past didn't just fade away. It came back, and this year, it was intense enough to sideline him. When the season kicked off, Clyde was placed on the reserve/non-football illness list. For the first 6 games, he stepped away, focusing on his mental health and processing what he'd been through. That's a powerful reminder that even our toughest athletes are human. We're talking about someone who's been hospitalized multiple times for PTSD, still fighting to keep going. Now, quick question, how important do you think mental health support is for players? Drop a comment below, let's talk about it. I'd love to know your take. And if you're just tuning in, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any updates on our Chiefs family. With Clyde's story in mind, it's time to see how Travis Kelce fits into all this. The support he offered goes way beyond what you'd expect. Ready to hear how a teammate becomes a lifeline? Let's keep going. Now here's where things get really heartwarming. When Clyde opened up about his struggles, Travis Kelce stepped in like a true friend. He didn't just give Clyde a few encouraging words and move on, he went all in, being there for him day after day. Clyde even said he started to see Kelce as a big brother, someone he could lean on during one of the darkest periods of his life. Imagine having that kind of support, a teammate who's got your back, on and off the field. Clyde mentioned that spending time with Kelce was the only thing that made him feel like himself again. Travis became more than just a teammate, he was a safe space, a constant presence that helped Clyde feel grounded. The bond they've built is more than just game day camaraderie, it's the kind of connection that keeps a person going when life gets overwhelming. In fact, Kelce even gave Clyde a nickname, GBC, or Good Brother Clyde. And if you saw Kelce's reaction on social media, you'd see just how much he cares. When Clyde shared his story, Kelce commented, GBC. My good brother for life. Y'all gotta tune into this one. One of the strongest men I know. That's genuine, right? It's not just about football, it's about showing up for each other when it counts the most. Let's pause for a second. Who do you think has the strongest bond on the Chiefs team? Tell me in the comments, I'd love to hear what you think. And if you're here for stories that show the true character of our Chiefs players, hit that like button. It really helps us bring you more behind-the-scenes content like this. Alright, now that you know how Kelce has been there for Clyde, let's shift a bit. This whole experience has brought up a bigger question, how important is it to have a support system like this in professional sports? Stick around, because next up, we're diving into the role of mental health support and camaraderie in the NFL. So, let's take a step back and think about what all this means in the bigger picture. In pro sports, we're used to hearing about physical injuries and recovery times, right? But mental health? That's something we don't hear enough about, even though it's just as important. Clyde's story, and the way Kelce and the Chiefs supported him, is a reminder that players aren't just athletes. They're people, and sometimes they face struggles that we don't see on the field. Imagine the pressure these players deal with every day. The expectations, the relentless training, and then, on top of that, the personal battles that aren't talked about publicly. Having someone like Kelce there for Clyde shows that mental health is something to take seriously. In fact, having a team that supports you emotionally can be the difference between struggling alone and having a community to lean on. It's something that can impact the entire season's performance, don't you think? I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Do you think the NFL should offer more mental health support for players? Drop a comment below. This is one of those topics where your opinion really matters. And if you're as passionate about this as I am, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any updates on our Chiefs family. Alright, so now that we know the power of support and brotherhood in the Chiefs locker room, let's talk about what's next for Clyde. He's back with the team, focused and determined. Could this be his season to make an epic comeback? Let's dive into it. Now, here's the exciting part, Clyde is back. After taking the time he needed to focus on himself, he returned to the Chiefs on October 15th, ready to dive back into the action. And you can tell that he's more determined than ever. He's out there, not just playing to win, but playing with a deeper sense of purpose, almost like he's got something to prove to himself. Imagine coming back to the game after facing so much and still having your head in it, focused on winning. That's resilience. And now, with the playoffs on the horizon, Clyde is setting his sights on his third Super Bowl win with the Chiefs. With the support of his teammates, especially Kelce, he's looking stronger, both mentally and physically. Here's a quick poll for you. Do you think Clyde has what it takes to make a huge impact in the playoffs this year? Vote in the comments. Let's see what Chiefs Kingdom thinks. And if you're as pumped as I am to see him back, don't forget to like this video. It helps us grow the channel and keep bringing you stories that go beyond the game.
So, as Clyde sets his goals for the season, let's wrap up with a message to all of us as Chiefs fans. Stick around because we're about to bring it all together and see what this journey means for our team spirit and for us as fans. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's bring this all home. Clyde's journey, from battling PTSD to returning with a renewed fire, is a powerful reminder of what our Chiefs team is all about: resilience, loyalty, and the strength of family. As fans, we're not just here for the touchdowns and wins. We're here to stand by our players through all their battles, both on and off the field. Travis Kelce stepping up for Clyde is more than just an inspiring story. It's a call to action for all of us. Supporting our Chiefs means understanding that they're people, facing struggles just like the rest of us. And that's what makes Chiefs Kingdom so special. We don't just cheer, we stand together. If you've been moved by this story, go ahead and subscribe. Let's grow this channel and keep the support strong for our Chiefs family. And tell us in the comments, what other behind-the-scenes stories do you want to hear? This is your space to connect with other fans and celebrate the spirit of our team. Thank you for being here, Chiefs Kingdom. Together, we're unstoppable.